What's up, guys? Dave Van Auken here to my left in the hammock. Felicia Spencer, how are you, Fee?
I'm in a hammock, so doing pretty good.
Life is good. Life is good. It is July 14th. It is crazy. We are midway through July. We're midway through the year. 2022, gone. That's it.
Ugh, don't say it like that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's crazy. It is.
Wow. All right. Last week, gone. This week, UFC, Long Island, UFC on ABC. I like that. A huge main event. It's so cool. Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega could literally be a headliner for a pay-per-view if the title was around one of these weights. Like if Volkanovski tapped to Ortega, this could be the main event. I think it's that great of a matchup. So
Yeah,
I'm excited for this card.
I'm really curious about it. Both of them have looked so good. I feel like, I feel like Ortega can take down Yair and have an easier time submitting him than Volkanovski. But at the same time, I'm kind of leaning Yair for some reason. Like he's a great striker. Like we
Me
saw what
too.
happened with Brian with Max Holloway. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of thinking something a little more like that would happen. But I mean, he's a good striker. I would
Yeah.
even say a great striker.
Yeah.
Not probably the advantage goes to Yair, but then on the ground, I mean, like no one is better. As far as just success on the ground. So it's a really interesting, fun one.
Very, very close. If you guys want to bet on it, the odds are close. Yair's the underdog at plus 140. Go to MyBookie, mybookie.ag. If you want to use that promo code bananas, it could help out the fam a little bit, but promo code bananas at MyBookie. Yeah, it's a great main event. There are so many underdogs on this card, and I love it. It's like one of my things now. Monday or Tuesday, we've been doing this for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And before I even what would I do or bet it? I'm like, what would Felicia underdog pick? Like, I like that more than your lock. It's our thing, right? So I'm like, wow, she can go here. Wait, she can go here. Like Lauren Murphy and Michelle Waterson's a used underdog. Your guy, Charles Jourdain, is an underdog. There's a ton of underdogs on this card. I'm like, dude, Felicia's she's in a picnic. She's literally in a hammock picking her phenomenal picks. You're gonna love it. So let's start there. Where are you at? Those are just 3 or 4 that I just said.
I
Maybe it's
know,
one of them,
right?
or maybe it's none of them at all. Let's go. What's your
Maybe
phenomenal
it's,
pick for UFC
maybe it's
Long Island?
not. I was thinking about Yair because like what I just said. But I'm gonna go with I think the biggest underdog on the card, which is like always super risky. But I don't know. I don't know. She looks really good. Michelle Waterson against Amanda Lemos.
Yeah.
Lemos is just known for being I mean, they're great. They're in the UFC, obviously. Everyone's great. She's super strong. Michelle Waterson looks really strong right now. Like
Yeah.
I follow her, like she's like in the best shape of her life, and she looked great against Marina Rodriguez. Marina, right? I
Marina.
forget. Yeah.
Yep.
She looked great. She didn't win the fight, but I thought she looked really good. And I really feel like this is one of her last, maybe I don't know if I could say even her last kind of chance to really run for the title. But if she loses this one, it's kind of a tough spot, to really be able to make that jump back up. But this is a big fight for both of them, obviously. So yeah, I'm gonna pick my underdog to go out way on a limb and say Michelle Waterson is gonna beat Amanda Lemos.
I love it. I'm in agreement with you. Last night we had our betting show, Betting Bananas. We actually had one of the head odds makers for my bookie, Rafael Esparza, on the show last night. And we talked about it. He was really flabbergasted about how high of an underdog Michelle Waterson is. Not even that, she has a huge name. She has a really great following. I honestly think on Instagram, she has 1.8 million followers. She has a humongous following on socials. The whole mom, the karate hottie thing, and just she's been around. She's been in 4 main events in a row before this. She's a main event fighter, a lot of fight nights. I think it's wild. And she always, to me, this is split decision city. I think this is going split decision, and she wins those, she loses those.
Yeah, they both have been in split decisions with Angela Hill and stuff like that. And it's not like it's Michelle being a veteran fighter, older, on the way out sort of fighter, fighting an up-and-comer, because both of them are over 35, I think. So, they're both in the later end of their career, even though Michelle's been a bigger name in the sport. So it's not like she's fighting an up-and-comer,
Right. And it's funny you said that. So Rafael, he said he had a little bit of an inside scoop, and I was like, whoa, it took me off kilter a little bit. He said that if Michelle Waterson doesn't have a good performance, and sometimes you feel it inside the octagon, this more than anyone. if you don't feel good inside the octagon, there's rumors out there. There's murky little rumors that she might do the cowboy Cerrone and just leave those gloves in the octagon. And I was like, wow, like I didn't
Makes
even.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know why I didn't think about that, but then I kind of looked at her career and where she started, and she's a 105er, and just, you know, her being a mom and her daughter's getting older. Like, a lot of it makes sense. And I bet you she can do good on, you know, movies or wherever she wants to go. Two of them, Paige Van Zant's in AEW, and Valerie Laredo just signed with WWE. I can see her kind of transferring. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, when he said it, it kind of caught me off guard. And then I had a night to sleep on. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it would make sense, you know. She's had a number of losses, you know, against the top in the division, but she doesn't want to be a gatekeeper, you know. So
yeah,
why not?
All right, so there we go. All right, phenomenal pick, Michelle Waterson. I love it. She is the absolute biggest underdog on this show. Let's go on the other side. What is your lock? There's some good favorites I like. There's a lot of talent, good fighters. But what's your lock, Felicia Spencer, UFC on ABC 3?
All right, this one it's hard to do the lock. Obviously, she is a favorite. I said she, so the other female fight on the card, right? I kind of almost didn't even want to pick her, but I was like, I really do kind of feel like Miesha Tate has what it takes to beat Lauren Murphy, even though I really like Lauren Murphy in this spot. I don't know. I think Miesha coming down a weight class, I think it will matter. I think she's going to be bigger than Lauren Murphy, and think she's really motivated to try to like make something happen. And not that Lauren's not, but Lauren's already fought for the title and, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't know. Miesha's pretty fired up to do something big. So I'm going to go with my lock being Miesha.
All right. I love it. Usually you and I super agree. We see the world the same way. We see MMA the same way. I think we love these gritty, hardworking fighters. This is the most opposite we've been in a long time. One of my best picks on the card. I love Lauren Murphy in this spot. Let's go the Miesha Tate route. I talked about it with Cowboy Cerrone, and remember, this fight was supposed to happen at the pay-per-view a couple weeks ago, and I thought Lauren got sick, maybe the C word for a couple of days. I'm not exactly sure. That's what I think happened. But Miesha did. She was en route to making the weight cut. Like, she was going down. This is the biggest cut. She hasn't been a flyweight, I think, like 6 or 7 years, Felicia. So she's older in stature. Miesha Tate's a beautiful young lady, but she's older in stature, especially in the fight game. She just made that weight cut that she hasn't made in a long time, 7 years, and then she had to kind of like redo it again. I don't know. Like, I think that's something big that reminds me a lot of Cowboy Cerrone. And like Lauren Murphy, I don't know why she doesn't. And I know you didn't say anything bad about her. It's not bad picking against her. I think she's really underrated and I don't want to say disrespectful as a fighter, but her like UFC career, her last 8 fights, she's like 6-2, great wins against good girls, really grimy, like really gritty. I think she's going to get the job done. I think it's going to be a phone booth kind of a fight, maybe a lot of grapple and maybe a lot against the cage controlling. And I think Miesha might even win round 1, but start to wilt. And I think Lauren will turn it up and win round 2 and round 3. I love Lauren Murphy in this underdog spot. It's one of my best picks on the card. I love it.
All right. Well, we'll see, I guess. I mean, I don't disagree with anything. I think I've even picked Lauren as an underdog in the past.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. Yeah, I just feel like, Miesha's I think maybe just the skill set or the game plan. I feel like like she had said last year, she spent like all of her money into camp and training and like every little detail of it. So, I mean, if there's anyone spending their money on fight camp, it's her right now. So, so we'll see. Yeah, it's a good one. We're not agreeing.
I love it. So maybe next week, what do you think is, so if Lauren Murphy wins, I don't know if I put the Phenom headband on for the whole show. And then next week, when Lauren Murphy wins, maybe it's you putting on the Dave Van Auken shirt the whole show. Maybe that's the bet.
That sounds good. That sounds fair.
Wow, dude, I turned white. I turned into a ghost right now. On this ghost. I put the Phenom up, and I'm a ghost.
Right. I won't readjust.
That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I like it. Last kind of fun question. I know we did hit the main event at the beginning. One last thing on that. But before that, do you like how it's on ABC and it's on during the day? I think the prelims start like literally at 11 a.m. Like that's when the first fight is, on 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Is that something you like? Is that different? Is that like, oh, once in a while it's cool? Or are you hey, Saturday night at 10 o'clock should be the fights, or 8 o'clock?
I mean, I like early fights. It's nice
Okay.
to mix it up too, but because I know like some people just can't see certain times, so I like that it changes. And I mean, I hate that they're at 10 o'clock. So I mean, I've really lately become like just watching early prelims and prelims because I know I'm not staying up late enough to see the main event, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I definitely like that it's early. I mean, definitely complicated if you have plans, but like, oh well, you know, it's MMA. Live your life and catch up.
Dude, I turned into a ghost. I know we're going to make this into an audio version of the podcast. I hope people watch visual. I literally put up Felicia's headband that is white, and I turned to a white ghost. It's crazy. It's wild. All right, so to the main event, it's kind of out there that if Yair wins, he gets the title shot. But Dana didn't say that about Ortega, and to me that caught me off guard. And I know Ortega just fought Volkanovski a year ago, which he had that submission, and he kind of talked about like he thought it was over, like he thought there's no way Volkanovski was getting out of it. That's kind of been a lot of chatter this week. Are you surprised that Dana didn't say that? Do you think that will happen? Like whoever wins this, especially if they win convincingly or in a great fashion, if Ortega, an uppercut, knocks out Yair in round 2. Do you think Ortega fights for the title, or do you think there's an Ortega-Josh Emmett fight somewhere down the road? What would you put?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I think Yair, you know, is fresh meat, so to speak, and
yeah.
Volkanovski has had rematch after rematch. It seems like he's having rematches all the time, even though he hasn't fought Ortega twice. Yeah, I would think someone else, or it should be a little harder for a rematch to happen. One more fight, I think, would be reasonable. Yeah, I think Yair winning this one would get him there. But like you said, Josh Emmett's there. I think there's a couple other guys that are fresh that are coming up, you know, so I like it. I think it's fair for Ortega to have to fight again.
Okay. And looks like Volkanovski broke his finger. He kind of released that. So he's like looking hopefully for a December return. Maybe it might even be January, February. He was trying to win that whole fighter of the year. He beat Korean Zombie in Jacksonville in the spring. Summer was Holloway. And if he fought November, December versus an Yair or an Emmett, you know, that would really secure probably fighter of the year if he went 3-0. So Yair versus Volkanovski, I agree. If Ortega wins, I would love, and I know people, and I'm a Josh Emmett guy. I really do like Josh Emmett. Good guy. Talk to him. Very nice guy. I would love to see Emmett versus Ortega in the fall, maybe October, November, and then the winner of that faces Volkanovski early 2023. I think if Emmett gets it, it'll be debated a little bit. If Emmett puts Ortega out, like if he gets that one more win, there's no more debate. And I think if Ortega wins, that's like the other, okay, he beat Yair, he beat Emmett. These are number, 2 and 3. He needs that title rematch. I think that's simple.
There would be no argument. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, I wouldn't argue if Emmett got a title shot, if Yair lost. If he wins, I think Yair should get it. But if Yair loses, I wouldn't be upset if Emmett got it next, like without fighting again. So
right. Man, I'm excited for the fights, but all I can just think about now is Lauren Murphy winning and Felicia Spencer wearing the Dave Van Auken shirt. That's all I care about now. That's it.
Well, it's a nice shirt, so I can't complain.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad. Awesome. Fee, the summer, like I said, is flying by. We're midway through July. I think, is it next week, Amanda? Oh, no. So we go to London. Our girl, Hannah Goldie's flying across the pond. The biggest underdog on that card, cannot wait, versus Molly McCann. That's next week. And then after that, the main event, you might know something about Amanda Nunes, the challenger versus Juliana Pena, 2 weeks away. So we have some really cool stuff in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, so exciting. I'm excited. But hey, can't look ahead. Got to focus on this week.
I love it. All right, here's the $10,000 outro of Felicia punching me in the face. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy UFC Long Island on ABC during the day. Make sure you watch it during the day. Talk to you soon.